All right, welcome everyone. We're very excited to have you here. My name is Steph. I'll give you more details about who I am in a bit, but welcome to the online volunteer recruitment training series. This session is going to focus on using the NYC Service website platform to manage your volunteers online. So covered in this training, we're going to be reviewing just briefly the types of volunteer opportunities, emailing, confirming, and denying volunteers, reporting attendance, certifying volunteer hours, creating different locations, adding multiple organization contacts. So if you are the main person managing your profile, you can add additional people, and running additional reports. So a lot of really awesome functionality that we're going to talk about today. Again, this is all available to you. It's absolutely free. And I'm imagining everyone's on with us today, but if you can log into your organization profile and you can follow along with us. Next, we're just going to go through some housekeeping notes. So this is going to be recorded and available on YouTube. So sorry, I'm from the Bronx. I talk a little fast. You can play it slowly back on YouTube later. Danny also is a great trainer, so he's going to walk you through a lot of things today, but again, it'll be available. If you could just stay on mute. If you have any questions or anything that comes up, if you are in your account following along, feel free to drop questions into the chat. We can answer them at the end. And then we're going to send a follow-up email that will include anything that we talk about today and additional resources. And then we're going to wrap this at 1:30, and we're going to have Q&A from 1:30 to 1:45. All right, so you've got me here. I'm Steph Halpin. I'm the Chief of Staff and Communications. I've been at NYC Service for a couple of years now. And then we have our incredible, awesome digital engagement coordinator, Danny.
Hi, everyone. I'm Danny Alvarado. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the digital engagement coordinator here at NYC Service. I'm one of the main persons responsible for the website and happy to show you all the new tools that we have on our incredible new website.
Awesome. Yeah. Fun fact about Danny, he's also an incredible photographer. But back to the website. All right. So NYC Service, everyone I think knows this here. I see Good Shepherd Services in the house. I think I saw Big Brothers, Big Sisters. You know, we work together in different ways. Maybe you had a organization profile on our last website. But NYC Service, we're a division of the mayor's office. We build partnerships to deepen and expand civic engagement through volunteer and service programs. We have a new website. NYC Service was founded in 2009, and when it was founded, it launched the first ever municipal volunteer opportunity website. This past December, we relaunched the website, bringing totally new functionality to the platform. And it really has really great tools, really good functions, features, where you can create different types of opportunities for your needs. It's free. There's lots of really great management tools that we're going to dive deeper into today, such as reporting attendance email. And then, the website URL. Yes, absolutely. You can type in nyc.gov/service. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Danny. He's going to walk you through everything today, and we'll get started.
Yep. So hi, everyone. This is a new website. If you have not seen it already, it's bigger, it's better, it's more robust than our old website, and it's the best website ever. So go check it out, nyc.gov/service. You can register as an organization. If you are registered as an organization already, you can go ahead and log in, and you can follow along just as I show you the tools. But before we dive into the partner portal, you as an organization will primarily live under the organizations tab. You can see, you can recruit volunteers in the partner portal, look at funding opportunities, resources. You can host AmeriCorps. Our AmeriCorps host site applications are open. So we encourage you to visit here. If you're interested, if you want to learn more, if you want to apply, learn more about our programs, and you can also register for information sessions on being a host site. There's also more information here about hosting a youth leadership council and additional resources about our new website. If you have any questions, we have an FAQ here. consult that first before shooting an email to us, because your question might be answered already. All right. Next thing we want to look at really briefly are two terms you will see in the partner portal, and that's occurrence and connection. An occurrence is basically just a shift. So if you have park cleanup that happens every Monday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and on Tuesdays between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., each one of those is its own occurrence or is its own shift. The next term here is connection. A connection is created when a volunteer either expresses interest or signs up for any given opportunity. And they will show up as a contact in your partner portal. They will also show up as under the connection for any given opportunity that they've either expressed interest in or signed up for. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and go into the partner portal. So if you are registered, you can log in. When you log in, you will be taken to the partner portal dashboard. You can see our terms of use here for your reference. All of the tools will be here on the left side. So the first one we're going to click into is volunteer opportunities. And we're going to do just a quick review of the different kinds of opportunities that you can create. So on the top right, you can see create volunteer opportunity. And there are two schedule types that you can create. One is date and time specific. So these are opportunities that occur on a particular day or a particular set of days and at a particular time. So you can click this one. And the registration type for volunteers, they can either sign up directly. That means they're automatically confirmed. You can expect them to show up at that day or those days and that time. The second registration type for date and time specific is express interest. So perhaps if you need to conduct some background checks or do additional training, you'd want to click express interest so that you can follow up with those volunteers. The second type of schedule type is individually scheduled. The first registration type is for volunteers to submit their availability to you. So you can review them, you can follow up with them if their availability works with you. If there's any additional screening, training, background checks required, you can do that offline. And then there's express interest only, which is pretty similar to express interest with schedule, except that the volunteer cannot send automatically their availability to you. And what also makes this one unique is that location is not required. So if you don't have a location picked out yet, you should select express interest only. All of the other ones require locations for your opportunity. For more in-depth information about this, we have a recording on our website, and we'll include that on our YouTube channel, and we'll include that in the follow-up email in case you missed that last week. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and dive into how do you manage your volunteers on our new website. So let's say you created a date and time specific opportunity, and you can access all, first let me back up. You can access all your posted opportunities here, volunteer opportunity. By default, usually the ones that are active and approved on our website will show up here, but you can also filter using this dropdown. So we're going to look at park cleanup and see, you can see here the details, the description, impact areas, population served. We're going to scroll down to see if anyone has signed up for this opportunity, or in other words, volunteers who have made connections to this opportunity. And you can see here that there have been volunteers who have signed up. We have a lot of Daniels. Those are just me for this training purpose. We have 3 confirmed because let's say if you had a max of 3 volunteers for an opportunity, anyone else who signs up after that will be waitlisted. So you can see Daniel 6 was waitlisted. If you want to email Daniel number 6, you can click here, this box. You can email the volunteer. But when a volunteer is automatically waitlisted because the opportunity is full, they'll get an email saying that they'll be informed when space is available. When space is available, they'll also automatically get an email and say, hey, space is opened up, go sign up. As an alternative, if you did max out at 3 for this opportunity, but you want to confirm them, you can do that on the partner portal as well. So instead of waitlist, you can just click edit for Daniel number 6. And here under status, you can mark them confirmed. And please verify, because this is going to happen later this year in September. We'll click save. And now Daniel number 6 will get an email saying that they have been confirmed for this opportunity. So you can see now Daniel number 6 is marked confirmed. You can also edit to decline for any volunteer. Let's say maybe if you had issues with them in the past, or if they've never showed up, or maybe you just know that they're not a good fit. You can also click here. Let's say Daniel number 5 maybe is really not going to be a good fit for this opportunity. You know them. You've worked with them in the past. You can mark them declined. Just be aware that they are not going to receive an email. So please follow up with them directly that they have been declined. The only other way for them to know is if they log in to the website and they see that they're no longer signed up. You can select a reason, and they will not see the reason for why they were declined. So they won't get an email for why they were declined. They won't see a reason. You should be reaching out to the volunteer directly. So you can say, declined invitation, skills not a match, perhaps. You can click yes, and then it'll update in your partner portal. So now you can see that they have been declined. For any other options other than confirmed, if they were confirmed that you clicked waitlisted, declined, pending approval, they will not receive emails for any of those. So you will have to follow up with them directly. The only time that volunteers get an email is when they've been waitlisted automatically, or when they've been confirmed automatically for a sign-up opportunity. All right. Again, we also do have an email function. So let's say it's a week before, you want to remind your volunteers because this is pretty far in advance in September. So you can click here, email volunteers. You can edit the subject line. You can click reminder, and you can edit the message to remind them that, hey, just a reminder that this is going to happen in a week. If you are no longer available, please remove yourself or email us directly so that you can coordinate. So there is a built-in function to email volunteers. Another thing you can do is also add a connection. So you can basically sign up a volunteer that has worked with you in the past. So if they've signed up to any of your opportunities in the past, they'll be in your contacts in the partner portal, and you can select them. So let's say I'm going to select Daniel number 10 because I know he's a good sport. And I'm going to click save. And now Daniel has been added to this opportunity, and Daniel number 10 will also get an email saying that he's been signed up for this opportunity. So that's another way that you can add a volunteer to any of your opportunities. Of course, you would want to coordinate with that volunteer. Don't just sign them up because then they might be confused. They'll get an email saying they've been signed up for an opportunity. So just make sure that they've asked you to sign them up, or that you coordinated with them in some way. All right, next let's look at individually scheduled and express interest with schedule. So when a volunteer expresses interest with their schedule for this kind of opportunity, let's say food pantry kitchen support, you want to know their schedule so you can schedule them in for this kind of volunteer opportunity. They'll show up here again under connections. And you can see we have one volunteer who's just signed up for one specific kind of shift. You can see the availability they sent was for June 3 from 9 to 12. And of course, it's pending approval because you should coordinate with that volunteer. You can follow up with them, interview them. And then there's also another volunteer who signed up for a series, Daniel number 3, who signed up for pretty much all the Saturdays in the month of June from 9 to 10. So let's say we really like Daniel number 1. We can go in here. Maybe we don't need an interview because we've worked with them in the past. We want to go ahead and mark them confirmed. We can do that. All right, perfect. And now Daniel number 3 should be getting an email saying that they've been approved. You can see here confirmed for Daniel number 1. For Daniel number 3, who signed up for multiple, maybe the last one is already full. So unfortunately, we're going to have to mark them declined for that opportunity. And we can do that here. Mark declined. You can see opportunity full. You can select multiple reasons. Again, they're not going to see the reason why. You will need to follow up with that volunteer. But they will get an email that they've not been approved that opportunity. They just won't get the reason why. For the other Saturdays that Daniel number 3 has signed up, after you've done an interview with them, or maybe done a background check, and you want to mark them confirmed, you can do that here. Mark confirmed, yes. And then Daniel number 3 will get another email saying they've been approved for those 3 opportunities. And again, as always, you can also click all volunteers, send them an email reminder, or let them know next steps, or that you'll get in contact with them, whatever it might be. You can edit the subject line and the message here below. All right, so that's how you kind of manage the connections that you have, volunteers who've either signed up for your opportunities or express interest. You will do that here directly in whichever opportunity that you're trying to manage. The next thing we're going to look at is how to report attendance, right? So the way you can report attendance for any opportunity, they have to have occurred. So after the end date and the end time for any given occurrence, for any shift of any opportunity, you'll be able to report attendance. There's different ways you can access to report attendance. I recommend just going here to the report attendance because you'll have access to everything you pretty much need here. You can filter for the type of opportunity. So I'm going to say CAT adoption facilitator. Again, these aren't real opportunities, just FYI. And you can see we have 4 volunteers who have attended this in the past, or maybe they haven't. We can manage their attendance through here. So let's say Narisha signed up for this opportunity, but didn't actually show up. So I can just click here, mark as not attended. You'll click yes. And that's been updated. You can see that Narisha is no longer here because you've already reported that attendance. Now let's do Rashawn. When Rashawn originally signed up, it was from 7 to 11. But let's say Rashawn was maybe late. Let's say Rashawn maybe came at 8 o'clock instead, which, you know, might be fine. That's totally okay. So that's a total of 3 hours. But let's say maybe he had an hour break. So you can put in 2 hours here. Just be sure that you click Save Changes. And you can see it's been updated. So Rashawn was a little late. That's okay. He came in at 8. And oops, it looks like this wasn't updated. 2 hours. All right. So now that's been verified. You can just mark that Rashawn attended. And then when it's important to mark attendance, because volunteers can see this on their end in their civic transcript that their hours that they were attended, that they were marked attended for any opportunity, and that their hours were verified for the organization. So in case they need to present it to someone, it's important that organizations that you are up to date with marking attendance and verifying hours. And so yeah, so you can edit the start time, and I think you can also edit the start date for any given opportunity for a volunteer. You can edit the amount of hours. So if they had a break in between, you can deduct that hours. Also, if a volunteer self-reports an hour, so let's say maybe you did not have an opportunity on our website, the volunteer can go in and say that they volunteered for 1 hour for an opportunity that was not on their website. It will show up here, and you can also mark that they attended, adjust the hours, adjust the start date, start time, and the end time. So just be mindful that some opportunities will show up here that you did not publish. It's just volunteers requesting that their hours be verified through your organization. One thing to keep in mind here is that you cannot adjust the end time for an opportunity. It cannot exceed the end time for that occurrence. So if that volunteer stayed maybe an extra hour, you would just have to note that here in the hours, give them an extra hour. But you shouldn't adjust the end time to exceed the end time for that occurrence. So that's how you can report attendance, verify hours, all here in the report attendance tab. Next thing we're going to look at is contacts. Contacts here populate based off any connections. So you can see here, visible due to connections. So again, when a volunteer either expresses interest or signs up for any given opportunity, they will show up here. You can see there's their email address, phone. If you want to know more about Daniel 2019, you can click in here and see more information such as their address if that's provided. Or sometimes they'll just provide their zip code and their borough or their city. You can also see any opportunities or all the opportunities that they've expressed interest in or signed up for. So if we click on Daniel number 1, you can see he's a really big fan of your organization because he's registered or he's made connections about like 10 times. The only way contact will show up here is when they've made a connection. Next thing we'll look at is locations. So if you attended our training last Thursday, you saw that you can create a location when you're creating an opportunity. Another way you can do it if you want to create a whole bunch at one time, you can do it here in locations, create location. And then you can see it looks the exact same way that it does when you're creating an opportunity. You'll put in the name, so maybe the name of the building, or if it's a park, you can put that there, and the address. Special directions, you might want to put something like you need to bring your ID or park here, maybe like bike friendly, there's bike racks available in the special directions. If it's virtual, there's an option as well. You can, from the dropdown, you can see an address is not required, but you still should put in a location name. So maybe like Zoom or Google Meets. And then in the special directions, you can paste your link. So that's how you can create a location. You can also manage other of your previous locations if you want to edit the location, if you want to update the address or update the name or update special directions, you can do that. So if I click edit, I can edit any of this information here. You can see it also gives you a warning if you're currently using that location for any opportunity. Next thing is your organization. So if you need to update any necessary parts of your organization, you can do that here. You can review it. Let's say maybe your mission statement changed. You can update that here. Or if your organization name changed, you can also update that. Maybe you didn't have a logo before. You can add one. Or if your logo changed, you can change that one as well. Your federal EIN should likely never change. That should pretty much stay constant. If your office location has changed, you can update your address, or if your phone has changed for your organization, you can update that as well. Another thing that you can do in the partner portal is, let's say maybe there's someone new in your team that you want to manage the opportunities in the partner portal. You can create an organization contact and fill out the information here. If their address is already in our system, it will say this email is already registered. You'll need to contact NYC Service directly. You can email us and say, please give this email address partner staff access to our portal, and we can manage that. But if it's not registered, you should not get that little pop-up. We can say, All right. Let's say David Aguilar is new to your team. David Aguilar is going to be managing your opportunities going forward, or maybe you just need extra help managing your opportunities. Then you're going to add David Aguilar as an organization contact. You'll click Save. Success. The next step you want to do for David is request portal access. So when you click that, it will let us here at NYC Service know. We'll get an email, and we'll go in, review your request, and update your organization to ensure that the contact has access to your partner portal. Then they'll be able to come in, manage volunteers, create opportunities, update your organization profile, etc. If they do not have portal access, which you can elect to do if you just want to let us know that there's someone new at your organization that you want us to affiliate with, you can add them here, and they'll show up in our system. Just to let us know that they're affiliated with your organization. But if you want them to have partner portal access, it's important that you request portal access. All right, and that pretty much almost sums up our training for today. The last thing that I will touch on really briefly is the reports. So to look at your reports, you can click on Partner Portal Reports. There's only one available at the moment, but we hope to add more in the future. If you click this now, you will just see stats on your opportunities that you that's either occurred or that's currently active on our website. So total of volunteers that attended for any given occurrence, total hours served, the number of occurrences for any opportunity, or for your entire organization. So you can see for my organization, there's been 34 occurrences, 2 have attended, and there's been a total of 6 hours served. You can also see the occurrence ID, start date, and time. Again, we do hope to update this in the near future, add some more reports, but that pretty much sums it up for now. And just a reminder that for any request, if you have not registered and you register, it'll take, please give us here at NYC Service about 1 to 3 business days to review your organization registration to approve, as well as opportunities that you post. Give us 1 to 3 business days, and for any staff that you request partner portal access, give us 1 to 3 business days, we'll approve, or we'll get back to you on any further information that we might require. We do have upcoming trainings. There's the Neighborhood Engagement Toolkit, session number 3, that's focused on engaging volunteers. That's this coming Tuesday, February 7 from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. You can register at bit.ly/2023 NETS3. And then our 3rd and final session of the online volunteer recruitment training series that focuses on how to market your opportunities will be next Thursday, February 9, again from 1 to 1:30 p.m. And you can register at bit.ly/2023 OVR. And then we have our lab hours, which will be every first Friday of every month at 11. So our first one will be this Friday, right, Steph? Okay. This coming Friday, it will be at 1 o'clock. This is a chance for your organization to come in, ask us questions about the website. If you're having issues with your organization, any opportunities, this is a great chance for you to hop into our lab hours. More information to come on that in our follow-up email. And thereafter, the lab hours will be at 11 a.m. every first Friday of each month.
Thank you so much, Danny. I saw that we had some questions in the chat, and someone has also raised their hand. So I'm just going to go through the chat questions really quick.